It's Friday night and it's smoky. Today here in the Bomas of Kenya we have the biggest presidential debate that we've all been waiting for. Both candidates are about to arrive. We have Onsongo Momanyi, the previous CS of Finance. Many believe he's our financial hero. Many believe he's our thug and burglar. We also have the second candidate, Mike Misiko, the previous CS of Finance. Many believe he's our remedy, or is he our poison, as we like to say, Sumu. They're almost arriving, and as we can see, the CS in charge of Finance, Onsongo Momanyi, has just arrived. In about 5 minutes' time, the CS in charge of health, the previous CS in charge of health, Mike Misiko, will be here. We hope they will give us what we've been waiting for. We hope they have in store for us something wonderful, something great for the citizens of our country. Let them be great statesmen and not just politicians. Here tonight you have me, Wasike Wasihuyo, and with me here is
Well, I am Daniel Nyaribari.
We hope you have a wonderful night. Enjoy the debate. I hope you are psyched up for me as I am psyched up for you. Thank you.
How are you this morning, sir?
Very fine.
Okay, so we are aware that you are attending a presidential debate. How do you feel?
Very confident and ready to meet the questions.
So are you sure you're able to answer all the questions that are thrown at you?
Well, what can I say about that? It's all a matter of integrity and honesty. Once a person possesses all that, there's no difficult question for him. And that's my government, everyone's government.
We also have the second candidate, Mike Misiko, the previous CS of Finance. Many believe he's our remedy, or is he our poison, as we like to say, Sumu. They're almost arriving, and as we can...
So good morning, and how have you been?
Good morning, sir. I've been good.
So how do you feel about this?
I feel so well. Okay, when I woke up in the morning, I looked myself in the mirror and I said, I am me. I don't wish or I don't want to be anyone else. And the confidence in me is there up to now. And I'm sure that I have the answers. And I've done my homework well. So to my supporters, expect the best. Yeah.
So, Mr. Onsongo Momanyi, while you're the CS of Finance, allocation of salary was a problem. Teachers, doctors, nurses, and many civil servants striked. So, Kenyans are asking tonight that if they elect you as the president of the country, what will happen to the civil servants under you if, while you're the CS of Finance, such things happened? What's your take on this, Mr. Onsongo Momanyi?
Well, when we talk about my reign as the CS for Finance, I think we're going to be particular about everything that we did. First, I resigned. I was not fired. Why? Because I'm not a man who deals under corruption. I don't entertain any form of multi-practices with the Kenyan money, minding that the Kenyans have their right to share their money. So beginning with this, I would like to say I resigned because the president, the former president, was there forcing me to give him funds that belongs to the Kenyans. And that's the very reason why I joined the opposition party. And because of that, I know they'll come after me with these questions. And I'm sure every Kenyan has the right to know everything. So I call upon everybody in Kenya to support me in this. I resign and join the opposition because I know there is right there. Because I know there is justice there. I'm not in any way guilty of anything.
So is it Mike Misiko, you are vying for the candidate of presidency? You want to take our country to a different place, a higher level. So the first question I have for you, Mike Misiko, is during the last elections, you vied for presidency, yes, last time. And there was some tampering of votes that caused a numerous number of spoiled votes. And a lot of riots that led to the destruction of property, theft, vandalism. And most of the allegations were pointing towards you, that you were the main cause problem. How do you expect us to look at you again and choose you as the leader of our country?
So you said that I was accused of tampering the results during the last elections, and thus denying some Kenyans the rights to their vote. And now I know that that causes doubt, and I have confidence also in my voters or my supporters, of which I know that among or between me and my competitors, I have the larger part of it. So I don't see the point of me trying to tamper with the results, and I would like to accuse those who accuse me of it, that you are giving me false accusations, which according to the constitution of this Kenya country, it's very wrong. I would like to say that I will never do such a thing. First, I was very confident, and I knew it, that I had won the elections, of which even after the by-elections, I still won the elections. That's proof enough that at the beginning, I didn't even try to do whatever I'm being accused. And I would like to say that I am a man who loves honesty. I am a man who is so peaceful. And I know that if I try to tamper with the results of the elections, then it will not be a peaceful one. Then it will not be going with my caliber. It will lower my standards, something I don't really like. I would like to make this nation a very great nation, a peaceful nation, a nation that has people of integrity. And that starts from the head. And as I'm standing here today in this presidential candidate, as a presidential candidate today, I'm praying whatever is going to happen here will be true. Am I right?
So, Mr. Songo Momani, since you joined the opposition, cases have been filed against you that you are inciting the people, especially the young people, and also hate speeches during your campaign period. So, Mr. Songo Momani, if you could incite the young people to do your dirty work for you while still in the opposition, what if you join the government and have all the power that you need to do anything to any citizen in this country? What will you do to these Kenyans?
You talk about incitement. I'm not an inciter. I'm a man who stands for the right of every Kenyan. And according to that, I say that I'm free of any hate speech. I don't encourage any form of false politics. I encourage justice in politics. I don't go for righteousness in our hidden places. I go for righteousness in our own very public spaces. We talk about honesty and transparency. That's now my government. I don't incite people, and they don't give hate speeches. When you talk about the Constitution, my foot. What is the Constitution when the president cannot be judged for his mistakes during his reign? That's giving him more money so that he can just bail himself out anytime he's arrested after his term has ended. We believe that the Constitution also can be changed. If there's any gray area, we believe we are meant to clear it. We are Kenyans. These are our rights. And if we want to include our rights in anything like this, we believe that it will only hurt us. So please, as Kenyans, starting with the Constitution, very well made, but in the gray areas, we'll have to change them. About incitement, you my people, everyone's my people. So, I'm not guilty of anything. And by that, I thank you for supporting me. Oh, thank you.
Okay, so that's your answer, Mike Misiko. I'm sure the whole audience has heard it, the country has heard it. So we head to the second question, which is still to you, Mike Misiko. When your opposite candidate, the last election, was campaigning and trying his best to tell out his agenda, there was some goons who attacked him, not only him, but also the other candidates. And the allegations again were still pointing out towards you. I ask you again, how are we sure that this time there won't be these goons that will tamper with the other candidates, give fear to these leaders who are trying to change the country as much as you believe you want to change the country? Prove to us that you are not a part of it, and that in these coming elections we have nothing to fear.
Bwana Wasike Wasihuyu, thank you so much for the question. You've asked about me hiring goons in my competitor's rally, and I would like to say that, first of all, without the competitor, I will not know how far I am. So I will never plan such a thing to hurt my competitor, since I need them. And I would like to say that I never did such a thing. Am I understood? It's rumored, or it has been established that I was the one that hired goons to go and cause miscomfort or to tamper with the campaigns of my competitor. But I'd like to say today that it is him that makes me know that I'm ahead of him or behind him. And so we have had cases in this nation where someone goes to a place and then they hire goons, they tamper with themselves. Am I understood? I hope you're getting my point. So I would like to say that whatever happened, it was not fully directed by me, or neither was it directed by my director of campaigns. And I would like to say, or apologies for whatever happened in their campaign. But I would like to say that I am very confident, and my confidence cannot allow me to do such a thing. I really need my competitors so that I know where I am. And I would like to say sorry for whatever happened. For the police who mishandled the people during that campaign, I'm going to talk to them and will establish a more appropriate way of handling goons. And I really apologize. Thank you.
So, during your reign also, as the CS of Finance, mismanagement of funds was a major problem. CDF funds, health funds, and many funds were lost. So, Mr. Nsongo Momanyi, how do you expect Kenyans to elect you as the president of this country while just handling funds under your Ministry of Finance was a problem? What's your take on this?
Now, we talk about the CDF funds. I believe that education is the right way to go. We talk about the health sector. It's the right of every Kenyan to practice his health properly under the Kenyan government in the Kenyan hospitals. Why should we squander money in wrong purposes? Why should we squander money that belongs to the Kenyans just because some other guy wants to use it? It is not right. I stand for justice, and for the CDF program, I was not guilty. I call upon the DCI and every aspect of the nation that is used at this part to come and investigate me for the moment that I became the CS of Finance. And if any trace of multi-practice is found in my account, then I readily step down and I'll return the certificate of buying to the IBC Commission. I know I'm not corrupt. Even at the health sector, my agenda in this nation is to make our health primitive, is to make our health standard as all those nations. Why should Kenyans go to India? Why should Kenyans go to USA? Kenyans should get their justice of health right in Kenya. And about everything, even in agriculture, we'll perform that because I'm even one of the people who do this. And so everything is sorted under this. Thank you.
So finally, Mike Misiko, that was your second last question. Let me give you your last question. I'm shooting this to you. It's a very simple question, sir. In the first 100 days, what are you going to do for our country? You have been speaking about your agenda. Most of my questions have been critical. Now I'm giving you a chance, sir, to exploit yourself. In the first 100 days of your year, if you become the president of Kenya, what do you plan to do for our country?
So in the first 100 days of my government, I'd like to put across these things. That as a great leader, before you get into something, you have to investigate. So I've been watching the government, the previous government, which is outgoing, and I've learned that whatever has been pulling our nation behind is mostly corruption and the economy. Our nation cannot grow with an increment in the prices of food and everything. Fuel is energy. Why do we increase the prices of fuel? Why do we increase the salaries of the members of parliament while the Kenyans cannot afford their lives? I am not in agreement with this. So I would like to say that in my first 100 days of the government, we'll have to review the salaries of our politicians. People are becoming politicians not because they have the art of leadership, but because they have the greed for money. And that's why there is an increment in the cases of corruption. But I'd like to assure you this, that once I get to the government, in my first 100 days, I'll deal with these people with the salaries of the politician. Once I have discharged those ones, I'll deal with the other things. Secondly, about corruption, anyone who will have to make to my government will have to check your records of every place you've worked before, and any traces of any type of misappropriation of funds will earn you a leave in my government before you make it there. So anyone who makes it to government will be without blemish. I promise to fight corruption with all, with sweet water or blood or whatever. I will fight corruption.
Hi, fellow Kenyan brethren. I welcome you to this wonderfully made film talking about the aspect of peace. So one thing we need to remind ourselves during this time of election is that peace must prevail. So my fellow Kenyans, there is no need of hurting our fellow sisters, our fellow brothers, our fathers and mothers, all for the sake because our leaders did not win.